I'm going to just go ahead and lay my cards on the table right from the start of this video. I actually think that Josh Sweat has the potential to be a double-digit sack guy. Let's talk about why. What's up, Cerebral football fans? My name is Steven Hyder. This is Gate City Sports Channel. Today's topic, Josh Sweat, double-digit sack guy. Can he be that? I'm going to start off by saying that you have to qualify statements when you talk about this because Jonathan Gannon's defense just did not do a good job last year of syncing the pass rush with coverage. That has to be step one before this discussion even goes any further. I think we all know that. I'll paint the picture of exactly what happened. And then if you guys want to talk about that in the comment section, we can. I'm completely aware of that, guys, that some factors could be beyond the control of players. And that point can be illustrated by who we played last year. We had 4 guys in 5 separate games who did not need 2.5 seconds to operate their offenses. Patrick Mahomes got us, Tom Brady got us twice, Derek Carr got us, and Justin Herbert got us. What I think is really funny is outside of Tom Brady, who, it's on brand. Tom Brady not needing 2.5 seconds is on brand with who he is as a quarterback, okay? That's not surprising, although he definitely 2.26 and then 2.20, those were some of the, smaller markers on the season for him, so there was definitely a concerted effort even within Tom Brady to get the ball out faster against this defense. It's on brand. Where it's not on brand is when you look at guys like Patrick Mahomes, who on the year had a 2.84 second time to throw marker, which ranked 27th among the league. 38 qualifying quarterbacks. 2.49 seconds in that game against us. That's film. That's straight film, guys. Derek Carr, 2.82 second marker, time to throw marker on the season. Guys, in this particular discussion, I'm using next-gen stats just because it's easy for you guys to go track it as well and join in the conversation. That ranked 22nd in the league. When he played us, he only needed 2.27 seconds, and I'm pretty sure that was the smallest time to throw of his career. I don't know if it was his career, but it was certainly, I'm pretty sure, of his season in 2022. Justin Herbert, 2.83 second time to throw marker on the season, 24th. These are all bottom third guys in this marker. But when they played us, Justin Herbert, 2.3 seconds. And then just to illustrate the point even more, even though Teddy Bridgewater doesn't qualify from what I said earlier, right? Because I said 2.5 seconds or fewer, he was 1/10 of a second off from qualifying from that at 2.51 seconds. Okay? On the season, he averaged 2.91 seconds in terms of the time to throw marker, which ranked 32nd out of 38 qualifying quarterbacks. Yet when he faces us, it's 2.51 seconds. Film was involved 100%, guys. Before this discussion goes any further, we have to talk about the fact that 8 quarterbacks in 10 separate games got us for 70-plus completion rate. From Jimmy G to Dak to Patrick to Tom to Derek Carr to Jared Goff to Justin Herbert to Tyler Heineke to Dak a second time and to Tom a second time. So, yeah, coverage has got to work in unison with the pass rush, or this is a very much a moot point. 100%, no doubt about it, guys. Anyone who's ever played the game, anyone who's ever studied the game like this, we know that. With that said, I do think that there are some markers here that tell me that, okay, if you can just get guys to come up and tackle and put teams into situations to where they're going 3 and out, even if we're playing a little off on them with James Bradbury and Darius Slade, those guys can come up, make the tackles. These linebackers can flow across the field and put us into favorable situations on 3rd down to where teams start to go 3 and out for a few possessions. My hunch, my guess is that naturally they'll stop trying to check it down. And we saw games like that with like Garrett Gilbert where they tried to do that and it just didn't work out. And eventually they had to hold the ball and try to attack us deep. Same thing happened in the Giants game when they brought in my guy from NC State. When they finally brought him in to play. Same thing, check down Charlie here. He tried to check it down on us. It just wasn't working with Mike Lennon. We've seen success against very bad quarterbacks. Let's be clear. These were bad quarterbacks. You got to do this against good quarterbacks. With that said, Josh Sweat, just the physical metrics of who this young man is. This is a very athletically gifted young man. The wingspan, the arm reach. Man, his first steps. When you go and look at 10-yard splits, the Eagles have a trend here. And I just want to talk about that trend and just how good some of these 10-yard split guys are. Initial release off the line of scrimmage and what they can do to people. From the interior defensive line, do not sleep on how athletic Milton Williams is in terms of that initial release off the snap. Javon Hargrave is excellent at it too. Those 2 guys from the interior can do some damage. Then we got guys like Brandon Graham, who you don't think of being this crazy athletic guy. You think of him being a strong, tough guy. man, his initial release is pretty sudden. That's a guy that's why he can play inside outside on you. He's a really, really good off the snap. He's fast. Then you got these specialists on the outside. You got the Kyron Johnsons. Okay? Super fast. Watch that guy's film if you haven't had a chance yet, guys. Really, really good initial release. He's going to be a problem if you can get him in the pure pass rush situations. He's got some other concerns, of course. He's got to process the game. He's got to learn the game. He's still very young. He's a late round pick. But athleticism is there. Hassan Riddick, very, very sudden. Really good first step. Can do damage. The fastest of them all, though, is Josh Sweat. Josh Sweat is an athletic freak. And I'm telling you, if you look at the numbers, you can see each season he's just getting a little better and a little better. And I think we're all right now on the expectation that Josh Sweat is probably, at minimal, a 7 to 9 sack guy, which is completely respectable, especially if you already have a double-digit guy you can count on, like Hassan Riddick on the other side. It's completely respectable. That's a really good number 2 defensive end. But I think he can be more than that. I think Josh Sweat is better than that, to be quite honest with you. And if you go back to his rookie year, he played 11% of snaps, no sacks, okay? Then you go into the second year in the league, and he's playing 35% of snaps, and he gets 4 sacks. First signs we saw that, wait a minute, something might be there with this young man. Then you go into the 2020 season, and he plays 43% of snaps. So now he's a real rotational piece in this defense. And he ends up with 6 sacks. Fast forward to last year, Brandon Graham's injury kind of pushes him up. He plays 62% of snaps and gets you 7.5 sacks. I'm telling you, if you can sync this coverage up to the pass rush and give a guy like Josh Sweat enough time to get to the quarterback, I think he's going to do damage. I think you'll see some of these markers that, places like PFF like to measure. Guys, you need a certain membership to be able to see these numbers. PRP, which they call their pressure rate percentage, right? So it measures on a percentage of your snaps, how often are you getting pressure. Pressure being basically you're hitting the quarterback, you're moving the quarterback off his spot, or you're sacking the quarterback, basically. For Josh Sweat, it was 7%, which ranked about 48th overall. Fix the coverage to the pass rush, and I guarantee you will see that number move towards 10%, if not higher. And you'll see a top 25 standing from a guy this good. Win percentage, 14.5% win rate. 56 overall. Sync that coverage up to this pass rush, and I got a good feeling Josh Sweat is going to win. I have a really good feeling that young man will win if you do that. That win rate will start sneaking up closer to 17, 18%. You're going to start seeing him qualify top 25, in my opinion. Last but not least, leads us to our discussion today. I think you'll start seeing the possibility of double-digit sacks. I think that this young man has the talent to do it, especially when you got a guy like Hassan Riddick on the other side. So kind of have to pick your poison a little bit here. You got 2 very athletic dudes here. What are you going to do? You got good interior pass rushers. Milton Williams can rush the passer. Javon Hargrave, I'm not too sure there's a guard in the league one-on-one that's sticking Hargrave. Hargrave was absolutely destroying offensive lines last year until they had to start doubling to his side. That's where I think like a Jordan Davis, and then taking some snaps off of Fletcher Cox and keeping him fresh and letting him do his thing. Those dudes aren't like really great off the snap per se. They're more bull rushers. But those are guys that can make life uncomfortable for quarterbacks, really pushing that pocket, the interior of that pocket, into the quarterback's lap. I think we have something brewing here. I think there's something really unique, and I think there's something really good here, and I think Josh Sweat is a major part of that. All right, guys, if you like this type of video and you want to see similar things from me like this, hey, check out my Nakobe Dean breakdown. I think you guys will really like the Nakobe Dean breakdown. That one kind of goes over how I envision this young man's fit inside the defense and kind of what my expectations would be for him, because I think that's another sneaky good draft pick for the Eagles. I think he's going to fit like a glove in this defense. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. I'll see you guys on the next video.